Hi, this is Paul. In this video, I want to show you an app I made that makes it easier to understand mathematical permutations and combinations. You can find the app in this address, which I'll put in the description below if you want to visit this page yourself. Okay, so the first step is we want to create a unique list of items, which is basically a set. So if you press this button, add item, you'll add these squares. If you remove item by pressing this button, you remove items. So each of these items are unique, and that's what a set is. We'll get into slots later, but so I'm going to leave it at 2 items, and we're going to go on to step 2, permutations. Permutations are just basically the number of different ways that I can arrange these items. Permutations are arrangements that are unique. So, for example, the arrangement 1 and 2 is different and unique from 2 and 1. So, the way permutations are made are I take an item from the set, I pick that item, and I put it into a slot. So 1, I take this item and put it into this slot, and this item in this slot. Or I could take this item and put it into this slot, and take this item into this slot. In this case, I have 2 slots. So these are 2 separate permutations. So that's what basically permutations are. Step 3 are combinations, which build off of permutations. You can just stay in permutations, but if you want to make combinations, you first have to go through the step of permutations, then go on to combinations. Combinations are basically the number of groups of arranged items. So in this case, I start off with the permutations 1 and 2, 2 and 1, but I can group that into one combination because they all are using the same items. So you see 1 and 2 is the same thing as 1 and 2 and 1 because they use the same items. Okay, so what if I change these items here? If I change this set to 3 items, you'll notice that the number of permutations increased, but the number of combinations didn't really change. So you can see the permutations 1, 2, and 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3. So those are the different arrangements from these 3 unique items. Now if I change the number of slots, so if I'm going to let's say I decrease the number of slots to 2 slots. So now things have changed also. So I have still 6 permutations based off these slots, or based off these items, given these the number of slots. So I have 1 and 2, 1 and 3, and 2 and 1, 2 and 3. Oh, the key thing about permutations is that once you take an item, once you take an item and arrange it in a particular slot, you are left with the other unique items. You can't pick an item twice. That is to say, I couldn't do 1 and then 1. I'd have to do 1 and then choose whatever is left over. That's an important characteristic of permutations. Anyway, so given three items and 2 slots, I have 6 permutations. And that translates to 3 combinations here. So 1 and 2 is in this group, 2 and 1 is in this group, 1 and 3 is in this group, 3 and 1 is in this group. Let's see, 2 and 1 is in, no, 2 and 3, so 2 and 3 are in this group, and 3 and 2 are in this group. So basically, whenever you have a certain number of permutations, you'll have obviously less combinations because you're grouping the permutations into arranged items based on the items, the unique set of items that the permutations have in common. So finally, I want to end this video on some thoughts on mathematical combinations and permutations. So mathematical combinations and permutations are important in the real world because we use it in chemistry. So like say for example you're a chemist and you want to figure out how many different ways I can mix chemicals. That's also useful in making pharmaceuticals, so medicine. It's we can use mathematical combinations and permutations in engineering because we want to know how to arrange different parts or different pieces of machinery. It's also useful in business because, say, I want to figure out how to ship different items through different routes. So there's a lot of applications for permutations and combinations. Anywhere where you have a list of things and you need to figure out how many different ways those things can be arranged or those things can be created, that's what combinations and permutations can be used for. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you next time.